Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel where we try to seek the good. This is a community-based channel where we talk about the good things that happen in our days, both the big things and the little things, and we share it with each other to show the good things that happen all around us. So with all that being said, I hope all of you have had a nice day, and let's get started with the good things that have happened around mine and my wife's day today, and any of the good things that you guys have shared with me. So I actually had quite an eventful day as far as good things went. I had 5 good things that happened, in addition to the compliments section, and it starts off with an early Valentine's gift I got from my wife last night. And the reason why I'm talking about that today instead of yesterday is because I wasn't able to fully like go into it and appreciate it yesterday like I was able to today. It was actually a graphic novel versions of that Dungeons and Dragons podcast that we listened to on our walks. The first 3 chapters of it, and the podcast is the Adventure Zone, so we got to read the graphic novel iterations of the Adventure Zone, and I got that yesterday, but I got to actually read all 3 of them today, and I really enjoyed it. And my wife is currently reading the 3rd one right now, so she's really enjoying it, and it was a great gift, and I love it so much. So if you're watching this later, baby, I love it, and I love you so much. So thank you very much for that. So got an early Valentine's gift from my wife, and I've been able to fully appreciate it today. That's my number one good thing. The next good thing was I actually had an early morning with my wife, and we'd been told that my work may or may not open up today, so I was told to bring home my work laptop. But upon like waking up at my normal time this morning, I didn't have any text messages or emails letting me know that the clinic was closed today. So I started getting ready for that, and turned out my wife had kind of had a rough night because she had eaten something at the food court, and she's lactose intolerant, so I was not agreeing with her. So she was up early as well. And what this created was a situation where we actually got to spend time together in the mornings and actually just like talk with each other and hang out. And we never really get to do that on my work days. So it was kind of a nicer morning for me. Didn't really want to go to work, but we got to enjoy it, and I got to come home to her eventually. So that was nice. But I just appreciated the little change of pace whenever it came to my morning routine. So that was another good thing. Um, Driving to work though was a bit rough because, as you guys know, Winter Storm Shirley, I think it's called at this point, has been blowing through, and it has been messing Texas up. I'm sure you guys have heard of the 100 plus car pileup on I-35 that happened earlier in the day and all that. Just going to work, I just saw like 3 separate wrecks that had happened, and it's not like the little you run into the back and everyone's just annoyed. It's like the cars were totaled, so they weren't good wrecks either. And wasn't happy about that. A lot of my coworkers were having to stay home because the weather conditions weren't allowing them to come in. All that to say that the full workday that we thought we were going to have when we came in got cut short, and I ended up getting to go home early because the weather was just getting worse, and it was becoming increasingly clear to management that we didn't need to be there. So that might extend till tomorrow. Work has already been delayed tomorrow into the afternoon, so we'll see if they change their minds and let us come in, but we don't know that for sure just yet. But it means that I got to leave work early and I got to enjoy more time with my wife and my sister-in-law and her boyfriend before they left later, and that was pretty nice. It was time that I really enjoyed and got to enjoy after a kind of easygoing, well, I say easygoing, but it's more of a chaotic kind of day at work. So that was another good thing that happened. Number 4, the good thing that happened. If you guys don't remember from a previous video, Domino loved the snow whenever he got to play around with it. So he kind of likes the colder weather a bit. And there wasn't exactly snow out there today. It's just a bunch of sleet and ice. But he sees it and he goes nuts over it whenever he gets to go outside. Like, we had chipped some ice off of our cars, and he immediately just started trying to eat it off the ground. Even at one point, he saw another dog and was barking at the dog, but paused to like start eating on his ice and wanted to do both at the same time. So he just barked at the ice for a second and then started eating it again. So it was really funny to watch, and he's been super entertaining about that today. But he's also been super cold, so he's been cuddling up into us to try and warm up a bit. So he's been a real puppy today, and I've really enjoyed that. All right. And another good thing that has happened is that despite our protests, my sister-in-law and her boyfriend decided that they were going to leave today, and they did make it back safely. So that is some great news. But whenever it came time to help them like get on the road, her car was completely frozen. Like she couldn't even open the door. It was that frozen. So we had to work on getting the door open, getting the car turned on so we can get the heat going. And I had had a previous moment earlier in the day when my car was frozen as well. When I was trying to come home, I ended up sitting in the parking lot for like an hour and a half waiting for my car to kind of thaw out from the heat, and I could actually see through my windshield and drive back. Didn't want to really wait that long for her car to heat up, so especially when it was getting dark and we wanted to give her as much light as possible to drive on icy roads. So I got out a metal spatula, and that worked wonders getting the ice off her car, because I could just, if I could get underneath it, it would just, the ice would pop right off, and it popped off in chunks, and we got her car cleared up in no time. And this may not sound like a good thing, but the reason why it's a good thing is, I don't know about you guys, but just not piping, popping ice off a car by chunks using metal spatula is actually pretty entertaining. So I kind of kept doing it, just like looking for random ice chunks to pop off of her car, and then my car, and then my wife's car. And it was pretty fun. And Domino enjoyed it because he got more ice chunks. And my wife ended up getting in on it as well. But she didn't have a metal spatula. She had a big old plastic cup. But it was fun for a little bit. We had fun trying to help him out in the cold, and I just really enjoyed it. So yeah, fun with the ice. And then finally, we have the compliments section at the very end, which I give compliments to people I tend to work with it throughout the day, which are patients, coworkers, anyone that I come in contact with. I give compliments to try and make their days just a little bit better. And the compliment that really stuck with me today was this one patient came in wearing a Disney mask, and it wasn't like Disney characters or anything like that. It was like a bunch of like old-timey comic book strips of Disney characters interacting, like old style Mickey Mouse, old style Minnie Mouse, old style Goofy, old style Donald Duck. I guess I could just say retro instead of old style, but you guys know what I mean. It was all that kind of like forming a collage to make her mask. And it was super interesting for me and super relevant because my wife and I kind of have some pet names for each other, and one of our favorites is Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse. So I definitely noticed that, and I definitely appreciated it. It made me think of my wife even more, especially considering I was missing her today while at work. So really appreciated the mask, and it brought a smile to my face. And with all that being said, that does it for all the good things that have happened in my day today. So kind of a quick summary: I got an early Valentine's gift from my wife, and I was able to fully appreciate it and read through the books today. And they were very entertaining, and my wife's working on them right now, so that was a whole lot of fun. In addition to that, despite my wife feeling bad this morning, we actually got to spend some time together this morning before I went to work. And it was a nice change of pace because I usually don't get to spend any time with her before I have to get on the road. So it was very nice, and I enjoyed it. Next, despite the weather conditions, we came into work anyways, but the weather conditions worsened, so we ended up leaving the clinic early, and that resulted with more time with my wife, my dog Domino, and my sister-in-law and her boyfriend before they got on the road. So I appreciated that extra time today. After that, I got to play with Domino in the ice outside a bit. He really enjoys it, especially since his first experience with snow about a month ago. And he even just like kept trying to eat ice chunks that we made on the ground. And he's just been real silly about it, been a real puppy. Moving on from that, we've actually had some fun defrosting my sister-in-law's car before they got on the road. Kind of just tried to have fun with the situation that was kind of a bit nerve-wracking, but it was and very cold, obviously, but it was still kind of nice to enjoy playing with the ice a bit. Then finally, for the compliment today, a woman had on a retro style Disney mask that had on retro characters and kind of like a comic book collage, and it was super interesting for me. Made me think about my wife, considering our we call each other Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse, and really enjoyed it. I really liked the mask. And with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If any of you had something good that happened to you today, please feel free to share it down in the comments below so we can share all the good things that are happening around us. And if not, that's okay. I hope you can at least take something positive away from these videos to make your day just a little bit better. Also, if you like this video or like any of the content on my channel, I hope you'll consider liking and subscribing at some point so you can keep up with future good things that happen. So once again, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys continue to have a nice day. And this has been Seek the Good. Goodbye.